welcome to the Must Love Yarncast.
Here we are.
Here we are. Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday.
Another beautiful fall
October
day
fall day here
in Vermont.
Right?
Although I can feel the temperature from it's
Yeah.
starting to.
It's right in the heart of foliage here.
Mm-hmm. Kind of, sort of.
In fact,
Beautiful.
we
Beautiful.
snickered when we drove by the Stowe exit yesterday on the way back north because it was wow.
Yeah, yeah.
So where people go, there's lots of cool stuff to see there.
Plus, we saw lots of tour buses yesterday. I saw two this morning, even one in front of Vermont Country Store. Shelburne Country Store. I grew up near the Vermont Country Store, so I default to that. But and then just one driving into Shelburne. So
yeah. They're out and about.
Welcome to Vermont, people. We love having you here.
Happy fall. Happy fall. So this is a yarn cast about knitting and yarn and probably some weather because that's what we love to talk about. But sort of fiber related things that are happening in and around our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont, where you can buy most of the things we're going to talk about today. So, but I've got a couple of things from Sheep and Wool yesterday. So
I forgot to bring my one purchase, but it wasn't yarn. So yeah.
And you can find the store out on all social media platforms as Must Love Yarn. We've got a great Ravelry group. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook. Sign up for the newsletter. It's where you get all the goods. So, besides here. So, and I'm Angela.
I'm Jen.
And you can find me on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
I'm on Instagram as Jennifer_Arbuckle and on Ravelry as J Arbuckle.
Nice. And with, the usual caveat that it's personal pages, so you may see some other stuff out there.
Might.
You just might.
You will.
Like the, ongoing interactions between my dog and one of my cats, which I find hilarious.
Yeah, they're best buds now, it looks like.
Well, there's something. There's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we like to start this yarn cast with our yarn cast pick. So the way this works is we're going to show you a yarn, and this is actually a brand new yarn into us at the store, a new colorway of this yarn.
I think it's actually, it is.
It's a different.
They've had a couple different versions of their colored sock yarn.
Some new colors.
Sock.
Yep. And so we're going to give you a code in a little bit, and you can get 10% off online or in store with the code. If you are purchasing this in store, you do need to use the code. So whoever's checking you out can put that code in for the discount. So we can track that. It's not going to apply automatically if you're in store if you don't use the code.
I keep wanting to call it electric sock, maybe because the colors are so fun.
I know.
but it's eclectic.
Yeah, so this is Lena Du Nord, and it's a kind of stripy sock situation here. We do have a sample of, I think
it's the one I was holding.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
Yep.
So you can see that it does all sorts of great, a little bit of pooling, a little bit of striping, really fun.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. It's a 75-25.
Yep, and it is 458 yards for 100 gram skein. So it's a little on sort of the lighter fingering. But
lovely. It's
really
soft.
Fun, super soft.
Very conscientious too. It is muslin free. It's non-chlorine treated wool. So they do a nice job with their products, and they create really nice yarn.
We have 3 different colors here.
Yes. Do they have names?
Nope, they have numbers.
This one has 4.
This one right here is color number 1, and this is color number 3.
We have 1, 3, and 4.
1, 3, and 4.
So there's probably some other colors as well. And I think sometimes we forget to tell people, we can special order. If you see something here and you're looking for a color that you've seen but can't find elsewhere, we can usually special order it. So don't hesitate. And it usually comes pretty quickly from almost every manufacturer. There's a few that we can't special order from, Malabrigo being one of them, unfortunately, just because the way they dye their yarn is it makes it complicated there's no color matching. So anyway, so
these skeins retail for $23.99, Not bad for
No.
the yardage and the yarn
I'm
itself.
guessing they did probably. I'm curious whether this was one whole skein. I think it probably was.
Should be.
So you can see 458 yards gives you a pretty
Pretty
big
big.
sock. Obviously, if you have bigger feet than this, you can order 2 skeins. But
Right.
one would hope that if you have bigger feet, you might want a shorter cuff.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
plenty of yardage for at least 1 and possibly 2 pairs of socks.
So I think we will use the coupon code YP Eclectic because that's the name of the sock, and we put it down here. So Eclectic with 3 C's.
Spread throughout.
YP Eclectic. Same name as the sock yarn. For 10% off for the next
2 to something weeks.
2 to 3 weeks. So we will run it. We've been running these for the length of when we know we're going to be able to yarn cast next. So I think it'll be 3 weeks again, because 2 weeks we will be at Rhinebeck.
Unless we do it from our living room.
Be doing it from our living room. We say that every year and we never do.
Not gonna happen.
So it would be the following weekend. So this will yarn cast pick will run for 3 weeks from when this posts this weekend. Actually, no, it'll be 2 weeks.
No, it'll be 2.
No, because we won't yarn cast till there, and it'll post there. So it'll run from
through November 2nd.
Through November 2nd.
Or thereabouts.
Yeah. Yep.
Excuse me.
All right, so check that out. It's a great new.
Yeah,
great
we
new
have a
yarn.
bunch of new yarns.
I'll show you a couple, at least one more.
Yeah, I was going to also just mention we have. You know what? Let me just go grab. I was just going to share the other discount code that we have going on right now. Let me just grab. Golly. So this is our Get Out the Vote promotion. So these are mittens that I designed a few years ago. They're called Check the Box because that's a check mark. That's, sometimes I just need a tiny bit of inspiration to run with it. So they're super cute mittens, and there's a fingerless mitt version as well. Excuse me, in the same pattern. So we posted online about it, and then it was in our newsletter. And in the newsletter, which went out yesterday, Friday, we also had a little bit of a discount on the yarn. So if you're not signed up for our newsletter, I would highly recommend it because there's separate special promotions in there as well. But the pattern is free with the discount code register to vote, all one word, on Ravelry, and it's called Check the Box mittens. So shockingly, this is a promotion that's available until November 5th at midnight. So
and I'll include a link into show notes so you can find that pattern, but you can also find it by searching on Ravelry itself.
Yep. Yeah, they were fun to make as well as to figure out. So there's that.
Nice.
All kinds of discounts for you. This month is all about free stuff.
Free stuff.
For knitting.
So what are you wearing today?
I am wearing my ranunculus that has been repaired. I think I've worn it a couple times since I finished fixing it, but been repaired and put back in rotation. So
excellent.
It's exciting to have it back.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have busted out Birkin. So it's just cool enough. This is a fingering weight sweater. I opted to go 3/4 sleeves because that's generally my preferred sleeve length for things. Otherwise, it's too hot. So this is just a nice little, gives you some nice little warmth.
This time of year, it's like you just need
something.
You don't need long sleeves. Although, again, this morning the temperature definitely it was chilly last night, I think. And it gave me the idea, because I was thinking yesterday, Rhinebeck in 2 weeks, if it's this warm, I'm not wearing my heavy sweater.
Nope,
I'm wearing my short sleeve sweater.
Well,
so.
I mean, we'll have the advantage of being able to
change,
see what to pack. whether it's, you know, a series of lighter weight sweaters, whether it's heavier wool sweaters, or whether it's like short sleeve t-shirts, because I've worn all of those at different years, sometimes during the same weekend because the weather changes that much.
Yeah, I remember it seems like, it's definitely getting slightly warmer though, generally. I remember 10, 15 years ago, like you always had a hat and mitts on.
Yeah, or it would chilly. It snowed one year on a Sunday when we were there. Like and more likely it's been raining or like blazing hot the last few years. Yeah. So anyway. So I was just going to say, do you have any finished objects? And then I realized that we do have one right back here.
I'm not wearing it only because it's hot off the needles last night at 10:30 p.m. and I was not going to block it at that point. Also, it would have been soaking wet still today. So
yes.
And I did think about wearing it today, but honestly, I just want to block it first. I have tried it on a couple times, so I know it fits. The only thing I'll be curious about is the sleeves, because they are long, because they're meant to be turned up. This is the pattern for those that haven't seen it 85 million times on this podcast. Halibut by Caitlin Hunter. And her version is a little cropped. Cropping is not really that's not the area of my body that needs emphasis. So I, of course, made it a little bit longer. And the sleeves are meant, as I said, to be folded up. So I did make them that length. We'll see whether they're too long or not. But then they're meant to be folded up, no big deal. But what's interesting to me is that, so this, I bought a cone of yarn from Bartlett Yarns 2 years ago. Yes, 2 years, because then I figured out what sweater I bought this with no plan. I'm a bad knitter. And last year I bought the white to go with it, and then I'll just do the final recap because it will not appear again. Oh, it's not in here anymore.
There's green stellina.
Yes,
and
mixed
in with a fish.
So the fish are iridescent. And so you can see this was one skein. You can see it looks like I used nothing. So I haven't weighed this yet, but I am shocked at how much of the cone is left. There's 1,700 yards and change on these cones, so there should be some left, but that's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a pretty good sized sweater, and there is a lot of white, but anyway, it doesn't seem.
Sometimes I'm baffled by the yarn math.
It makes no sense.
Right.
I feel like I barely touched the cone. It was,
huge,
much bigger, but still, So anyway, so the yarn knit up beautifully. It is a sport weight. So, and I went down a needle size, so I use a 5 mostly, because my knitting has been so loose lately, and I do like the fabric. It's a little bit loose, but not a ton. And I tend to like my sweaters to be a looser gauge anyway.
And this yarn will bloom a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, So.
Yeah. But it doesn't feel like it's,
no, it's a nice gauge. It's a nice gauge. Yeah.
And it is not tight or heavy feeling. It just feels very loose.
Right.
Just good.
Right. And that's the balance. Sometimes it's not.
I'm a drapey person. I like my sweaters to drape. I don't like them to be like chainmail.
You want those super tight because they're in friction areas. Yes, if you're wearing them in shoes, you do.
I know.
But
I don't like tight anything, honestly.
Okay. All right. That's
my problem. But anyway, happy. It's done. It'll be blocked this week. Ready to go.
Awesome.
So now we have to figure out. I have 83 whips at home, but I have some other in-between stuff first. So
I have one finished object, which I did not bring with me because I am no longer in possession of said finished object. It was another pair of those November mitts marled, and I'll put a picture in here that I made that went into our school PTO auction, which happened this past week. So they have already gone home with the recipient.
Hopefully they fetched a good price.
It was fine. I was using leftover yarn from some other projects. I decided on Sunday that I should make a pair of these mittens for the auction on Wednesday.
So they're quick knit.
They are quick knit. And so I did manage to pull it off. I may or may not have been putting thumbs on and weaving in ends at work on Wednesday. But
That's what phone calls are for.
yep,
Just kidding.
pulled
Just
it
kidding,
pulled it off.
clients.
So Sunday, they were finished Wednesday for the auction and are already home. Put a picture here. So
Awesome.
yeah,
That's
fun pattern.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And then I'd have just a few piles of whipses.
This has been my primary focus. I mean, I think when I was here last, honestly, it was like up here somewhere. I don't really remember. I mean, it's only been a couple weeks since we were here, and I had not finished the body for sure. And so I've knit all of that in both sleeves in the ensuing 2 weeks, which is kind of
awesome.
Kind of a lot for me. And I did have a fair amount, and it was all mindless stockinette, which was great because I did that board meeting that I was at. I do have knitting time during that, so I had a little bit more time than usual.
Nice.
Available to me, although less time in the evenings there, obviously. So anyway.
Nice. So I'm just making little notes to myself to move my 3 Seasons cardigan back down to the simmering because I've not worked on it at all. Remember.
But you're going to.
I have to because I need to finish it. Remember I said it takes about a week to do a sleeve and all I have left is 1 sleeve to do.
And 2 weeks.
And I have 2 weeks.
Sort of.
Maybe.
Just under.
I have been distracted with tessellated.
Good.
So let me show.
Yeah. I have 1 whip and then 1 potential whip and then 1 other
because
thing to talk about.
Those of you that are here all the time know that I'm making 2 tessellateds because can't do anything easily.
Nope.
These are going to be for some basketball coaches. They wear matching outfits for games. And I thought, what a great little sweater. In school color, best in school colors. So I am on the back of the first sweater, and this, as I think Jen alluded to, is just a mess of yarn till you get everything woven in.
Especially when you're split like you have, because then it's just everywhere.
So the fronts are done.
That's great.
I guess I can't count because my stitch counts are off completely for these. Like these 2 things are 3 short. I don't really even care.
You could just knit an extra row of.
Just do a little bit more of the ribbing. These match. I just will have to make sure that the backs match. I think what happened.
I feel like mine were off as well, so I don't know whether it's just.
I know what happened was I changed sizes. I had originally gone through and was going to make a size 4, and then decided to make a size 3. But I didn't adjust all of my circles. So when I went to go do the underarm bind off for the front, I was doing the bind off as though it was the size 4. So it progressed much quickly. And then by the time I realized that what I had done, I had already bound off too many stitches. So then I kind of had to adjust everything because my stitches were off. Personally for vests, I'm okay with a little bit more narrow, particularly through this section. So it doesn't get bound up around like your arms and things.
You want to be able to wear something underneath.
You want to be able to wear something underneath it. So it's fine. I just had, for this one, I just had to keep track and remember for the back because I would need to end up with the same stitch counts for the shoulders because you do, I'm presuming, 3 needle bind off for them.
I think so.
That's fine. The second one I'll probably try to make with the right stitch counts. I don't know. Not sure I can recreate.
Are they the same size?
That's the other thing I'm not sure. I wanted to knit this one and see what finished size it was and then make a decision for the second one, whether it needed to be 1 size up or whether the size was going to be okay. So,
it's super cute. Looks great. It's funny how interesting the yarn is straight, like the big stripes.
Oh yeah,
it's really interesting.
That's the edition 3.
Yeah. And you're using the black and white one.
Yeah. The domino black and white.
Yeah.
With like a gray mohair and then the cranberry.
Yeah.
I think it's actually called sour cherry is the color for Barocco. But school colors. So super cute. Not making it longer, was sticking with sort of the pattern length. So it will be a little croppy vest thing. So almost done with one, and I've
making good time.
You
do have to.
I do
finish your.
Need to pause. So probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, finish the sleeve on my 3 Seasons cardigan, and then come back to this one.
Yeah, that way you'll Yes.
I probably,
It's hard once you're
though,
in there to like want to get it like to the point where you're
I
just going to
think
do the ribbings and.
I think first I'm going to finish the back to this because my stitch counts are off, and
Well, it's in your
my
head.
head now.
Yeah.
It's not going to take me too much longer to get that up and get the shoulders joined, and then I can set it aside because it's just picking up and knitting for the ribbing for the neck and the sleeve or the shoulder, which you can do at any time. But because I have that weird stitch count thing I need to pay attention to, I really need to do it now while it's fresh in my head.
And when you go to pick up your stitch count, your stitches, you may have to modify that slightly.
I don't really follow those instructions ever anyway. I just do what I want,
number,
and what looks and feels good to me, and then if I need to adjust one or two.
Yeah, if I'm within, I don't know, 5 to 10 stitches of what they tell you for an arm or
even then, I don't even care. I have so much extra yarn of that red.
No, I don't want it to be like a weird thing where the
like it's bunchy or flary
or it flares out. Yeah. So I try to stay within. But I know some people, especially we have a lot of people come into the store and they're like, I can't get this to be exactly this. I'm like, okay, if you're within like 3 or 4, I mean, you just need to be whatever you need for your ribbing, like 2, 4, 6, whatever the right number of.
Right. And even that I don't count for those. I just adjust on the fly as I'm doing the ribbing for the next round.
Sometimes it's actually good to knit 2 together at the beginning or something just to sort of, tighten things up a little.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm gonna finish the back to that, get those shoulders joined, and then flip to 3 Seasons cardigan because I need to get that done before, or I want to get that done before.
Yeah, and I feel like you don't want to be like rushing, trying to block it and all that kind of stuff. So you just want it done
exactly, and then I'll come back to finishing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knit the sleeves. I knit the sleeves on. I mean, they're a little bit lower because it's not really a drop shoulder, but it's sort of loose through the yoke because the yoke comes down a little further.
Yep.
But the sleeves are still 15 inches of knitting plus 3 inches of cuff.
Yeah.
And so, they knit pretty fast though. Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, the 3 Seasons cardigan, it's heavily cabled.
Yeah, so it's more complex. Yeah.
Thing, but I know how many times
it's flat
through the chart.
Also, right?
No, it's in the round.
Oh, it is in the round.
It
okay,
is in
good.
the round.
That's good. So you don't have to see it.
So it's a.
You've done one already.
I've done one already. I know how far down to knit through the chart to be able to do the ribbing for the cuff. Yeah. Like the things that you have to work out on the first sleeve are already worked out.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit slower because it's not just in the round stockinette stitches.
You have to keep track.
I have to keep track on a chart. Like I have to really pay attention to what I'm doing. So it's fine. Yeah. But anyway, so that's that. Whipses. What else do you got for whipses?
Well, I'm not sure I've made any progress because I was so focused on the sweater. This is my September square for my temperature blanket, so I gotta catch that up and get October going. So I'll be focused on that a little bit. I will probably work on that this week. And then I have 2 other. One is I have to start these wristbands.
Oh, I didn't even bring those. I started mine. I'm actually almost done with it.
I can't imagine it's going to be terribly complex. I'm making 2 because I'm going to turn them into mitts.
I had stopped at the point where I was like, I have to decide if I'm going to do just the cuff or if I'm going to turn these into mitts. And I think where I landed was just doing the cuff because of too many other things going on. So I have like the ribbing rows to do, and I'm done.
Plus, I think if I'm going to do them as mitts, I'll go this way instead of the other way, so that when you're wearing them, the flowers will be right side up. But I don't know. For a wristband, it doesn't matter because you can wear it whatever way.
Right, whichever way.
I'm thinking that I'm going to use the yarn from my temperature blanket because this whole pink skein is pretty much not going to be used because I'm pretty sure we're done with the 90-degree day in Vermont.
So. Yeah,
there could be a weird fall day, but it's unlikely at best. So I think I have 1 or 2 stripes in September because we had some really warm days in there. I'm just trying to decide what to do for the light pink, and I was kind of trying to decide whether I would do like the gray or the white, or I might even have some light pink at home that I can fuss with. So those are the cuffs for if you're going to a woolen affair, which is Friday night. Well, I guess it's for the all day thing as well as the evening thing.
Yep.
On Friday before Rhinebeck
Yes.
and Rose Hill Farm. So
I did mine in purple
oh, did you? I figured you might.
because
Well, I had this lying around and I love this color. So I'm more of a pink. I like purple too. But
I might have a light pink DK.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Okay,
at
if you
home.
don't, let me know because I'm pretty sure I have.
If not, I
one.
have there's a fingering at home that I have that I can just double up.
Okay.
I mean, there's very little of it in there, and then I'm done with it. So
yes, I did mine in purples. So because I'm going to be different.
They don't have to be in the
No.
color. And my colors are actually a little bit different. I might actually do the gray because I do like that.
That is nice.
And the blue instead of the green. So mine aren't exactly the same either. But
so lots of ends to weave in. I'll just give you that heads up.
Yeah.
Sure. I was kind of cranky. I'm kind of cranky about that.
Like you could just tie them off.
I might
and tuck them in.
I really might. That's how many there are that I'm just like.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a
number
of
yarn.
color changes through there.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I knew I forgot a whips as I was looking at my bags, what I worked on.
Yeah. And then I'm going, I have so many sweaters that I can go back to. I am going to go back to my sea glass.
The cardigan.
Yeah, and get it, I had a brief moment of do I have enough time to knit enough that it's a vest for Rhinebeck, but I do not.
It would be funny.
Yeah, it would be funny, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. Maybe a shrug.
Right. I mean, whatever works.
Right. Yeah.
I did make some progress on this marled mitt up until Sunday.
Is that the one you were working on?
Yeah, this is the one I was working on before.
Oh, I couldn't remember if this was a 14th pair.
No, this was the one I was working on last time.
Okay.
I got it bound off, and then when I got the hairbrain that I could knit a pair for
you didn't
the
think
auction,
to yourself, look, I have one already done. I'm just going to do another one.
I have a plan for this pair already. So I wanted to go into stash. So I got the second one cast on. Actually, I had got the second one cast on. I just had the cast on stitches on and then decided that I was going to knit the other pair for the auction. And so I needed these needles. So I just pulled these needles out, put all this back in the bag, and then was able to come back.
It was still sitting there.
It was just still sitting there and was able to rethread it onto the needle.
Yeah.
Didn't have to recast on.
Awesome.
Winning is amazing.
Wool yarn is an amazing thing.
Right?
Yeah.
So I have not done the thumbs yet because I need to see where I come out, and then I'm going to have to use one of these colors here for the thumbs. I probably don't have enough of the blue, and it's going the wrong direction, so it's not going to be purple because I'm not going to have any of this yarn. So it's going to be one of these other colors on the thumb, and I have to figure out which one I want to use for the two thumbs when I finish this other mitt. So, but yeah, there we are. Fun with stripes and colors and things.
They are super cute, those mitts.
Cute. But yeah, and it's a great way to use up leftover stripey yarn. I have been making the 44 stitch cast on version of these, and I need 39 grams of one color for both mitts.
Of the solid or the?
It doesn't, of one color.
Oh.
So if you're weighing your partial skeins, I've been doing mine with about 39 grams of one color. So you need that much of the second color as well. But if you're using a leftover sock skein.
Yeah, sorry, I'm with you now.
Yeah. Yeah. So under 40 grams.
That's good.
So yeah, if you've done shorty socks, you should be able to.
Even if you've done regular socks.
You might be able to
probably
do these.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, you could just shorten the cuff a little bit.
Could you have true hand warmers that are just an inch here and then
little wristers kind of. Yeah. So it's for me it's a great way to use up those leftovers.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're great gift ideas for people.
Gift or like auction or,
Yeah.
whatever for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any of that.
Yeah.
So I have one more whips.
Okay.
This is my
I have one more plan that I
walking
don't have it in front of me. But,
around, which I totally left in the car yesterday when we got out of the car to go into the
I didn't
sheep
bring
and
any
wool.
with me because I knew I was driving and just
This is the Musselburgh. So just, around and around and around we go.
Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah. This is one of Michelle's colorways from Woolens and Nosh. It's This Is the Way. It's a Star Wars reference. For those of you that
and it looks like Star Wars colors.
It does. This Is the Way is oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. Django Fat, that whole series.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Those guys.
The other thing that I was going to knit quickly, or try to, I'm trying to find it here. Let's do this the other way. Please help.
I'm at the point right now where I'm trying to figure out if there's projects that I want to be looking for yarn at when we go.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason I didn't buy anything yesterday, because it's not. Okay, this is not working. Anyway, a couple years ago, I did the jack-o'-lantern hat as one of our Seasons of Vermont boxes, and it's got like a skull on the face of a pumpkin kind of hat. And I did it in a multicolored yarn that we were using in the box. Pumpkin Walk, I think it's called, that yarn. It had a little sparkle in it. But I wanted to knit like a solid version of it because I think the pattern will show better. So I'm thinking of doing like a ghost pumpkin version, and then I'll update the pattern as well. So I'm going to try and do that quickly in the next week or so, so I can update the pattern before Halloween.
That pattern called Jack-o'-lantern Space?
Yes, I believe so, and I can't find it for some reason, but I'm in some weird spot on my. Let's go back over here. There we go. It's probably going to be a weird Ravelry thing where it will not find it because I spelled it a certain way.
So I did buy some yarn yesterday. I'm just gonna plow forward into that section. Mostly because it was really fun to see it in person, and I have somebody at my house who will not be sad that I bought these. So this is the Making Tracks from Junction Fiber Mill. So this is their light. So these are our sport weight skeins. This one's called Pink Pony Club, and this one's called Vampire. But for those of you who are aware of my household composition, you may know who these might be for. They're for me. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I like the purple a lot as well. So I think I need to consult with the boss to find out what she wants. Does she want a hat? Does she want mitts? There's enough here to do a sweater of some sort for her.
Did you share those color names?
Yeah, Pink Pony Club and Vampire.
So funny.
Pink Pony Club, Vampire. So also partially purchased because of the names, but also they're hilarious and I love them. This is part of like their neon line, so they also have like a green and an orange, and I think there might have been a bright blue there too. Like they're pretty amazing. Like
I saw their colors. Yeah, their wall looked really great yesterday.
Amazing.
So really fine tuned.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So this was my one yarn purchase yesterday.
I was tempted by a lot of their yarns actually, and I just decided that I have so many projects to work on. I'm in that mode. We'll see whether I escape without buying yarn, but there's just so many things to knit in my house right now. It's
I might have made the statement when I was at Michelle's barn that I had, or in her stall, that I had no business even being in her stall. I probably own most of the colors that were
Right.
there, except for like a couple, and I was like, I don't need to complete my collection here.
She has her new Halloween colors that are super fun, Beetlejuice inspired.
I know.
Yeah.
I resisted the urge.
Yeah. It's fun because, of course, the original one was filmed in Vermont, and then they came back to do the sequel here as well. I know, they were both filmed here in Vermont, which is so cool. Yeah. So that was my only yarny purchase yesterday. Did you find your? I did. Yes. That's the hat. It doesn't show this. That's why I feel like the variegated just doesn't show the skull very well. So, anyway. Yes, DK, wait, I couldn't remember. Okay. Yeah. So, I might whip that up. It's a pretty quick knit, so I might do that.
So we had some non-yarn knitting related purchases yesterday. My co-pilot picked out this towel for his bathroom. So new little woven hand towel for him. So it was
there was some beautiful weaving.
Yeah, beautiful weaving there. So we got that, and then I don't know if you saw this stall. So from Englishman Bay, they have these little like sheep. So they have ones that you could wrap. They have ones that you could felt the body on. So we've got a sheep and an alpaca, and then a second alpaca for the wrap. So these are some fun little kit things. They come with a little bell. They had a whole like alien. Those were cool.
A huge selection of colors, and
they had some that were wood. They had some that were made out of acrylic. So they had a lot of fun colors with those. But we picked up some of those just to do some little crafts at home for my people. So that was a fun little booth that
I was tempted in there. There were a lot of things that I was tempted by. I did buy sort of a felted landscape from Lost Mile Design. They're based in Brattleboro. So it had shells and some wood woven, felted into the design. So it was pretty cool.
I feel like this is also why I have like 3 or 4 of those needle felt kits for my back over the last few years, because I've been trying to buy like some other things that's not just yarn.
I was pawing through a box this morning looking for light pink yarn to see if I had it.
Like,
and I was like, oh, right. All this all this yarn. B, these kids from Going Gnome. Oh, look, and down here at the bottom, a project bag that's been buried under there for, that's why I feel like this year. But you know what happens is I go in and
you see something that's pretty.
And I did see some stuff yesterday. As I said, it was very helpful to have
non-knitting.
It was.
This is enablement right here, because you're like, do it. It's gorgeous. Like,
right. You're never going to see that again.
You probably will, but you never know.
Well, I mean, you may not see that again.
Right, you'll see
something else that's amazing. So it's not like I'm ever going to run out of anything to knit. But
exactly, I think we come find us. We're going to do a little meetup at 3:00.
Where's my sign?
On the
over there
on
on
the hill.
Right. Yeah.
Saturday the 19th. So
we'll post about it again to remind people closer to, but we've been sort of letting people know. Nothing special come. If you've got a little project with you, just come, and need a minute to breathe from the excitement of the crowds and things. Just come say hi and see your other friends that you met at our retreats or in the store or at a friend of ours or whatever. Just come. Several people yesterday were like, "We'll see you at Rhinebeck at your thing." It was exciting.
Yay.
So
I'm just making a little note because it looks like it didn't make it into the show
I went
notes
looking
last
in
time.
there last time to find it. Before I texted you to say, what time did we say?
I know. I wrote it down and then I didn't actually put it into the show notes. So 3 p.m. on Saturday the 19th. We will be there. We're sort of sorting out what branded stuff we have. I found the bag with the stickers in it. And I promptly put one on my water bottle. So we have these little cool water bottle stickers. I found the temporary tattoos, but the plastic seems to have fused to the tattoo itself because I can't get the plastic to pop off, so you can put the temporary tattoo on.
Maybe we can order some new ones. How long do those take to wrap?
I don't know. I have to go back and find and see if they'll get here in time. But
ship to? No, I'm just
right,
kidding.
I know, right? Yeah, that was hysterical. We do have one more new yarn that we'd like to show.
I forgot. We have a couple new.
Guys.
We have actually a couple new. There's Super Socks from Lang. We have it in an 8-ply. So there's a multicolored worsted weight yarn, which would be great for socks, obviously, if you want some heavier socks, but also just beautiful self-striping. So we didn't bring that over to show you, but...
Well, we might show you in a few weeks or, you know.
Yeah. We have a big new restock on Malabrigo. We've been low for a long time, so we've got it
excited
in
about that.
Every weight that we normally carry. So Rasta, Rios, Arroyo, and I think
sock.
I didn't even look in the sock, but probably. So I'm a little. We don't always quite know when it's coming. So once we order it, someone was in last week and saying, "Oh, I don't see any Rios," and they couldn't find anything else that they wanted instead. So please come back.
Right. We have it now.
Come back. We have 12 new colors. But we also have some new fun stuff. So Ella Ray has released this sort of
barber pole.
Everybody's doing, some great colors. So it's a little more muted than some of the other ones, but I think that's kind of nice, actually. Because it will... be good.
These are really nice. This is like a worsted weight.
218 yards, 100 grams, 100% superwash wool. So that's nice too.
And a really nice price point. This is $19.99 a skein.
It feels really good.
So it brings a level of affordability to some of the projects where we love those yarns, right?
Who doesn't love a spin cycle? Yeah, we do, and we want people to enjoy using them. But
they're expensive. And
you're trying to make a garment out of them. You can be hundreds of dollars really fast. So
few $100 really fast. So this is a nice alternative, particularly for the worsted weight versions. You could put these in hats. You could put them in garments. You could make mitts out of them. You could make that marled November mitts marled pattern with this yarn, just using one strand.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Because the pattern calls for 2 fingerings held double, so you could use this to make those mitts. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, it's funny how they look different on the screen than they do.
I know.
It's good though because it allows you to see the colors and the different lights that they'll be seen in.
Yeah. So
check
super
it out.
Nice. Again, $19.99 per skein. So very affordable price point. Those are all of Jen's favorite colors right there.
Yes. Plus there was a Malabrigo Arroyo maybe in greenish blue that I was like, oh.
And the color is called bluish green or greenish blue or something like that.
Yeah. It's right there in my teal wheelhouse.
Totally. All right, we drew prizes for that. We are supposed to draw prizes for the summer travel along, and we had talked about just putting pictures in. I think what we're going to do, I've already locked the threads down. So we'll collectively pull some prizes together and have those for when we podcast next in 3 weeks, just so we can show you, so we can leave that stuff at the store for shipping out or for pickup. I suppose the only upside is if somebody won that we were going to see at Rhinebeck, we could take.
Let's pull them. Can we pull them right now? How hard is it? Is it fast?
It can be. So
please pull the names and then we can. I can look when
we
I go
can
home.
Sort out the prizes later. And if you're going to see us...
It's always nice to know you've won.
That's true. If you're going to see us at Rhinebeck, let us know and we'll bring them with us. So can you pull up random.org and we'll let you do the numbers?
I can do the exciting part.
Right.
Assuming I can get this thing out of there.
So I accidentally put in an FO thread and a chatter thread, and I think we intended to just have a chatter thread. So we're going to pull prizes from both threads because I messed up. And
that way we're pulling 2 prizes instead of just one. So
prizes.
Everybody wins. Or 2 people win.
thread. All right, so this is from the FO thread. So I need between 2 and 14.
13.
So number 13 is our good friend Lori Petropoli, with her larch peds.
Nice going, Lori.
Just make a little note. Let's show those travel peds.
Ooh, they're pretty.
They are pretty.
I think I saw those in progress.
Those
I
travel
like that yarn.
peds.
Yeah.
They are so great.
Yeah.
So Lori, we know you are local to us, so just we'll have your prize, and Jen and I get our act together. We will put a picture.
It probably it may not be in the store until next weekend.
Okay.
I'll try and drop it by this week. I might be here Wednesday, so.
I mean, this won't post till Friday, so.
Oh, right. Right.
So
So by the time this posts, and true, I forget sometimes. That's good. Good that we have that in there.
Yeah. All right, so this is the chatter thread. I will gather a prize for that one. So we need from post 2, post 3 to 23.
17.
Do it again. It's the same person. Lori, you can't win twice.
Sorry. 7.
What happens when we do it live?
Oh,
we're like,
that's all right.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's somebody new. Who is that? That is Kathleen from San Francisco. Oh, Pig Stan.
Excuse me.
Oh, Pig Stan. Post number 7. Kathleen from
OPEGSTAN.
Kathleen from the Bay Area in California.
Awesome.
Congratulations. I presume we'll be shipping your stuff, but if you are maybe going to be at the New York Sheep and Wool Festival, let us know, and we will bring your prize.
If you've moved back to the East Coast.
we will bring your prize.
Recently.
With us.
Or before October 17th.
So she was on the Gulf Shores of Alabama.
Mm-hmm. She comes to the East Coast.
Yep. And was knitting on the beach.
Awesome. That's my favorite.
That is so
fun. Mm-hmm.
So fun. So Kathleen, congratulations. We will have inserted a picture what your prize is.
Mm-hmm.
And just let us know if you'd like us to ship that, or if you're going to be out visiting us, or if you're going to be at New York Sheep and Wool, and we'll make sure it comes with us.
Yeah.
And we've got it in our bag to hand out to you. So super fun. Thank you everybody for participating.
Yeah.
I think the pictures were cool, and it looks like
so
people
nice
had some fun travels. I love the creativity. Like, here's my travel project, which is totally here's where I travel to. This is totally what we were intending with this with this knit along.
We might just do that every summer because
it might be fun.
Yeah, it is
super fun. So we still have
do it over school. Maybe we'll do it over school break months in the winter instead.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll do it once a year. We'll figure out what time we want to do it once a year.
We have the Sea Glass along, which is currently
when is that one due?
Going on at the end of November.
Maybe.
Yeah, we made it.
It gives me 2 months to finish my sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's still plenty of time for others to join in.
You can make a hat, right? It's any of the Sea Glass patterns. It's not just the cardigan.
And mix it with something solid, and then you don't have a million ends to weave in.
Exactly.
It's great. Yeah.
Exactly.
Particularly this one. It's really lovely.
We had a couple suggestions for cowls.
We did, yes.
For doing new cowls. I really liked the one skein cowl.
Yeah, those are always good, especially as we lead into the holiday season.
So I think let's just go ahead and do that, and we can
maybe it's a weight limit thing.
Get that started. No, one skein. If you get a
I just was thinking about those mitts where you might have 2 colors that you want to use. So if you're
it's one skein. You got to figure it out. So if you want to do those mitts, do a worsted weight skein.
Right, but you couldn't have a contrast color.
One skein.
That's what I'm saying. Right. So no color work.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So if the weight of the yarn equals one skein or less,
right,
that would count. So you could do like a colorwork hat or a colorwork mitts because the combined weight's going to be less than one skein.
Less than 100 grams.
Less than 100 grams.
I think it's okay to have two sets. Like it could be truly one skein, one 800-gram
so
skein.
we'll just call it less than 100 gram along.
Less than one skein. You could do a whole sweater if you want.
less than 100 grams along.
Right. Or I'm for yes, that's fine.
Okay, so all right, so we'll
have another thing that allows you to
less than 100. This is the weirdest title ever. Less than 100 grams
100
along.
grams or bust.
Oh, that's actually funny. 100 grams or bust.
Mm-hmm.
Or bust along.
Yeah, there we go. Lots of nuance there, which we love.
All kinds of things that you can go with that. So that means your project has to use 100 grams of yarn or less to qualify.
You might have to show us a little picture of your scale.
If you're using
one skein and you stay within it, easy peasy.
Easy peasy. If you're using multiple colors or things, might be helpful to have it on a scale so we can see. I mean, most of us can understand, like if it's a hat or mitts, it's going to be less than 100 grams.
If it's on the edge, we might need proof.
And it might just be fun. And also curious how many of you have scales. I bet most of us do. It's one of those weird things that knitters have.
Yes, I use my kitchen scale. Yes, which I mostly use for weighing yarn.
I
almost never use it for weighing food
products. Have a yarn weighing scale, and I keep saying, I need to get a scale for the kitchen. And my family's like, don't you already have a scale? I'm like, yeah, it's just for weighing yarn. And they're like,
mine lives in the kitchen, but it weighs yarn.
All right, so 100 grams or bust. Today is the 6th.
Fun.
Let's start it October 15th because then this will have posted.
Mm-hmm.
October 15th feels like a good fall date.
Sure.
And
do we want to go all the way through the holiday season?
Let's do it to the end of the year.
Yeah.
December 31st.
Yeah, that gives us a lot of time.
And then, you can enter more projects.
Yeah.
More than once.
As
many as you want. If you're making little like bauble ornaments, like that's like clearly 100 less than 100
We should have two different competitions. 25 grams or no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. 100 grams.
Just kidding.
Or bust along. You could knit it.
4 ornaments per entry.
You could crochet. Like this is not.
Spin. Could you spin?
You could spin 100 grams or less. Yeah.
You could spin. You could needle felt.
Yep.
Does it have to weigh 100 grams or less, including the whole thing?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knit.
I say that because we're hoping to do a needle felting class, a special one later this year. I need to reach out to them today.
I bet those little like kits that we've bought are less than 100 grams if you needle felted that and put it on a scale.
That's what I think too.
Yeah. So 100 grams or less. Any of these.
This is open for all the crafters.
I mean, I suppose rug hooking, but my guess is the canvas weighs quite a bit, so you're probably not gonna, unless you were making a coaster. I don't know.
Punch
just
needle, right?
Coaster less than 100 grams.
Yeah, that little punch needle thing I made was
less than 100 grams.
I'm sure.
All right. So, whatever fiber related, whatever.
Right. We should clarify. It does need to include fiber.
Right.
One way or another.
Right.
So if you're gluing pine cones together, that's not going to qualify.
No, it's fiber related.
Yes. Unless you're needle felt or yarn bombing the pine cones.
Some sort of fiber craft. Like, those little guys would qualify, right? Because that whole thing probably weighs less than 100 grams and it's fiber content.
Extra points for creativity.
Totally. So 100 grams or bust along.
That's fun.
That is fun.
Yeah. And we'll probably...
we'll brainstorm.
We have the sea glass going, so we'll be thinking there's some other stuff coming.
We'll brainstorm when we're at Rhinebeck, and then we can make some announcements.
That might be the question of the meetup.
Yeah. What do you guys want to make?
Plus, also, it's great to go, and then you're like, what's the sweater of the whatever
get
century?
Some inspiration. What is everybody making?
I haven't actually seen... I guess I haven't been paying a ton of attention to see what the Rhinebeck sweaters are.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
I prefer to swim upstream against the
current. True. Although I do love the Alpine Blossom, so I might have to. That'll be one of my.
Because that's me. Yeah. I still want to make pressed flowers cardigan. So I
Yeah,
might
that
be
pattern is so funny. I do like it, and I appreciate. It's not interesting to me at all. I don't know
I
why.
might be on the hunt to
It's
just,
funny how your brain just like.
you know what's going to happen. I have so much.
I'd recommend a black and gold scheme. Just suggesting.
But it's DK, it's sport DK weight,
All right, never mind.
and that's fingering weight.
Mhm.
You know what's going to happen. I'm going to end up in that one booth where I already have.
Well, plus
plenty
we're
of
going
yarn.
to, I mean, Will and the Fair, Indie Untangled, and the main event. So,
Yeah.
you know, we may or may not. That's probably it, right? Because there's probably tickets for everything now. Like
Yeah.
Cake Palooza or whatever it's called. I don't think I think we're going to have to eat lunch.
We do need to eat lunch because I get really hangry.
Yes, I need to be able to survive.
I will lose my focus, and that's when, like, I will just random purchase because I cannot. My brain stops functioning.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why did I buy this? So
yeah.
We need to eat.
Yes.
Totally. So.
Yes.
All right. We should probably get a move on.
Yes, we should. Yeah.
So thanks for popping by. We hope you're excited as we are about our new along. Trying to just, bring a little bit of creativity to the things that we're working on.
We want all the crafters to have equal opportunities.
And also, I can't wait to see what people do because you all are so creative. And I'm super excited.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could do another pair of large peds, and that would qualify. That's less than 100 grams.
Yeah, you could do a sea glass hat, double dip. Oh my gosh. You're welcome.
You are welcome. Or I think, are there mitts? No, there's not mitts.
That, honestly, you can adapt that. Once you sort of get the hang of it, you can adapt. Excellent. There is a cowl, right?
There is a cowl. I think it's a longer one. That one might be borderline.
Yeah, maybe.
So, anyway, we can't wait to see all of you. We'll see you all in a couple of weeks. It's a couple of weeks.
1 week from when this posts, right?
Yeah, that's actually accurate.
Oh, golly.
Oh, wow. Okay. I better get that sleeve done, is all I can say.
I'm feeling pretty confident right now because I have a new sweater to wear. So
I have a bunch of sweaters.
You've knit like 12 new sweaters this
year. I
have
a ton of sweaters. The question is, what is the temperature going to be? And which set of sweaters are coming with me?
And it could be like short sleeve sweater, long sleeve overshirt or something. Like, it's all about layering. So.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So we'll see all of you in about a week if you're going to the festivities. If you're not,
no FOMO. Lots of other fun stuff.
There's so much great stuff out there.
Lots of great stuff in the store for you.
Yep.
And we'd love to see you come and visit us.
Absolutely.
Here, so.
Come hang out.
Yeah.
See the new yarns, touch them, smell them, squeeze them, buy them.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably like, not only do we have a big restock on Woolstock and Malabrigo and a lot of your favorites, we have, we've been sharing a lot of the new yarns, but we have like 6 new yarns, I want to say, in the store that are new this season. So
super cool.
Yeah, fun stuff.
So we'll see you all in about 3 weeks if we don't see you at the New York Sheep and Wool festivities. So we won't be back till the following weekend for yarn casting. But we'll try to, post some updates while we're down there and the things we're seeing. And I would probably look for those on our personal pages. I don't really see us populating the store page with that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So
tag the store, but
yeah.
Or we'll tag the podcast.
Take a look at our personal pages for those kinds of things, and I'll try to remember to take some pictures
of them and MLY people out in the wild.
Yeah, we'll get some pictures of the meetup and do that. That stuff we might post on the store page.
Yeah.
But all the other stuff, I'd say.
Fingers crossed for good weather. It's always more fun not in the rain.
I don't really care. Less people show up if it's raining, and we are perfectly fine navigating the rain.
Last thing is on our online knitting group. I chimed in for the last half hour last week while I was here, and when I came on, they were researching like clear plastic raincoats in case it rains, so that you can see the sweater through your raincoat. And shoes.
I have the UGG galoshes that are clear.
Those came up.
I will be bringing those if it looks like it's going to rain, and maybe even if it's not going to rain.
Can you wear them without shoes?
What?
Are they boots? Are they? It was hard to tell. They were debating this whether they're galoshes, which go on over your shoes, or whether they are like like actual shoes that you would wear.
Oh, they're actual shoes.
Yes.
They're sorry, I just used the term galoshes. They're like short boots.
Little boots.
They're boots that are clear, made out of clear rubber, so you can see whatever your sock is underneath. I will say,
they may not be incredibly comfortable.
No, they are because they have it's the UGG.
Yeah.
So they're super comfortable. But they fog up because your feet are sweating in them. And, it would normally fog up there, but you can't see it. But because it's the clear, like rubber vinyl or whatever it is, like you can see the foot fog. But yeah, if it's going to rain or be mucky, I will bring those with me because then I can show off my hand knit socks.
I don't have a lot of hand knit socks, so my feet will stay nice and dry.
But they're basically boots.
Yeah.
They're clear boots.
Yeah, so that was the point of contention. People were trying to look at the weather forecast 3 weeks out. And
you can't. You got to wait till you're right close.
Right before.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. Wool can get wet, and wool actually keeps you warm when it's wet, which is why they recommend you wear wool if you're going to be doing outdoor activities in inclement weather. So your woolens can get wet and still keep you warm, and it will be fine. You don't actually need a rain jacket.
Sometimes it's more pleasant not to have water dripping down your neck.
That's true.
However,
that's true.
Yeah, just right. So, which I did share with them and reminded them of that. But it was a funny conversation. People were enjoying the rabbit trails that
of course. I love rabbit trails and I'm all about them. So keep it up. But I just wanted to point that out.
Right.
That,
exactly.
We wear wool for a reason.
We do, not just because it's pretty.
Exactly. So, all right, we really do have to sign off.
We do. Yeah.
We will see everybody soon. We hope we see you at New York Sheep and Wool. If we don't, happy crafting. We hope you're excited about our new cowl because we're really excited about it, even though we just made it up on the fly. But we're still really excited. It'll be fun. Yeah. And we'll see all of you soon.
See you later.
Bye. Okay, she's gonna leave me here, and I'm gonna have to fill the space or cut this out, which I might cut it out because nobody wants to just listen to me sitting here yammering to myself.
I guess I could have shown the picture that I posted on the internet this week, but
if I have to get up and readjust it, we will. That's always how it goes.
Right.
And it's across the wine table. Yeah, no, that's good.
Oh, these new rules.
I feel like it's maybe a little wonky, but
we'll just be
be slightly crooked.
A lot. Maybe there's a different pair. I like them, but not on the screen because I look like I'm wearing space goggles.
Right. All right.
I know. I can't believe I came away empty-handed yesterday, but
that I'm impressed.
I have so much to do, like so many things lined up already. And also, there was lots of beautiful stuff there, but we're on, right?
We are on. It is recording. I got a few non-knitting things. I did get 2 skeins of yarn, but they are for a purpose.
I was with a non-knitting friend, so that actually is helpful. And she was just sort of enjoying the day and wandering with me, and I was just sort of chit-chattering with people as I went around. It was exciting to see.
It was nice.
So many of the vendors that we carry in our store. First of all, it was really nice to catch up with all of them and see some people we haven't talked to in a while. And such a nice event. I forgot how nice it was.
I kept running into people that I knew. It was amazing.
I know. I felt very connected.
I saw Jane. Did you see Jane?
I did see Jane.
I saw Jane. I saw
Donna Walters. I saw her.
I didn't see Donna.
I was leaving.
I saw Sue and Chelsea.
I didn't see them.
There were a number of people that just stopped me about the podcast. A lot of you, I don't know who you are. Because you didn't say, "Hey, I'm so and so on Instagram."
My magic name is my avatar name is
right. So that was really cool. Like it was nice to to see folks.
Yeah, it was really such a beautiful day.
It was
my God.
so gorgeous.
Our Google, I was talking, this is a friend, I went with a friend who I don't see a lot, even though we live like 10 minutes away from each other. And now her kids are all off to college. And so I feel like maybe there'll be more time for us to try to connect our crazy busy schedules, because hers maybe will be slightly less busy now.
Nice.
And she won't be dragging her kids around to sporting events every weekend. And,
Weird.
Right, exactly. It's hard to see friends, because my only free time is on Saturdays, basically. And anyway, so it was really nice. We had a great time catching up, but I wasn't paying a ton of attention to the Google where it was sending us. So
where did it send you? Because Google sent us over 125 to 100.
Was
down
that
through
over
Bethel.
I went over like the dog track approach. It was dirt roads for like 4 miles before I got to
From the interstate?
It was beautiful. It was a gorgeous day.
Did it have you get off at like exit 5?
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
No, Randolph exit. And I was like, I don't remember
Exit
getting
4.
off here before. And I could see that there was another route, and it was like, oh, that route is 10 minutes slower. And I was like, but I haven't been there in so long. And I was like, all right, fine, whatever. And I was, talk. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is dirt road.
I know exactly what road it's.
But it was beautiful.
Yeah,
honestly.
it is gorgeous.
Was on a nice day. The roads were not too muddy because it had poured the night before. So that could have, I was like, at a given moment here, this could be unpleasant.
Right.
Because it's very steep and twisty, turny, and land.
Did you come out north of Chelsea or?
So the good news, though, is
Tunbridge?
that we came, because you come in the back way.
Right.
As you approach, you go across the covered bridge, and there wasn't a lot of traffic coming the other way, but then you're on the road, and we actually went in the back entrance by mistake, but we came back out because only the vendors were allowed to go in there.
Oh, okay.
And but then you get towards the main, this is a very small fairground, so you don't want to call it the main. There's
entrance.
only one gate, and there was a ton of traffic coming the other way.
Yeah, we came from that direction.
And there was someone directing traffic, so it was awesome. There were like 5 cars in front of us.
Yeah.
No, but so we got in faster by coming the back way because the line was shorter on our side. So that was the hidden benefit. We went home the highway way.
The line was moving pretty fast.
It looked like it was.
Though I think we got there before you, so it's possible it was worse.
Yeah, we got there
us.
like at 11. I think we got there.
Okay, so we made it there a little before 11, like maybe 1:45.
And I didn't see your text that you were coming until I got there. That was the last message I was able to respond to.
I know, she was in like a
I'm
technology
AT&T.
void.
There's no AT&T service at all. It was SOS only. And I couldn't figure out how to do smoke signals for Ange.
She finally had her friend text me, and we were already back at Williston. So I was like,
it didn't occur to me until then that she was able to, that she was,
had a different provider.
Yes, that she has Verizon. So
it was fine.
It was fine, but we were joking that Ange and I, it's like a circle, kind of, sort of, and we were like on opposite sides of the circle.
We just were like passing shifts in our. So I know what I was going to tell you.
Did not see her once.
When I stopped in to see Michelle at Willens and Osh for the second time, when her booth was a little less busy, and so we were getting to chit chat. I was like, I haven't been able to find Jen. Like, we're at Vermont Sheep and Wool, which is like
a nice, lovely little venue
compared to Rhinebeck. We can find each other at Rhinebeck, no problem, which is like
I have service
massive,
at Rhinebeck. My phone works at Rhinebeck.
I didn't realize that was the problem. So but we were. But just,
honestly,
we were
I
laughing.
saw so many people. I could not believe that we couldn't find each other.
It's like,
but,
and I had
I was looking for both of you. I've just seen him recently. I know he's over here on the couch, in case you're wondering. You people on screen.
Right. No, it's
bizarre.
It was strange. But anyway, it's fine.
It was fine.
We
did
were
all the
there.
same things, just in a different sequence.
Exactly.
You saw the dogs before lunch. We saw the dogs after lunch. It was fine. And we saw all the same vendor people and had similar conversations, but slightly different.
Yep.
Ange was here. Oh, Jen was here.
Right. Totally.
Anyway, it was a nice time, a nice way to spend a beautiful fall day.
Yeah.
And the weather, it was warm and sunny.
It was so nice.
Beautiful.
I was concerned when we first got there that I had dressed inappropriately because I had a short sleeve tee, on with like a 3/4 length sleeve shirt, and it was getting too hot even with that. But when I first got out, I was like, ooh,
I know.
Be too chilly.
Yeah, I had my sea glass tee, which is an elbow length sweater, and a puffy vest, over it, which I wore for a while because it was breezy and a little bit breezy. But then I took it off, and my friend who was wearing a little more summer-like gear. It's been cold in the mornings, and then it warms up to summertime temperatures in the afternoon here, so we're in that layering season.
Weird layering season.
Yeah. So she ended up wearing my vest for the rest of the afternoon.
Because she was cold.
She was cold. But I was quite warm, so.
Nice.
I didn't actually see Ariana either. I couldn't believe it. Like, I went over to their Designer Alley booth, and Tamara was there, and then Ariana's family had just come, so she was out walking around with them. So that was too bad.
I saw her kind of when we were, I think, getting ready to leave. She was there, and I just like waved across because we were kind of like, all right, we're
on a mission,
on the way out. So I did see her.
Yeah,
which was good.
Yeah, it was nice. Their booth looked good. It was fun to. I think it's good. I think it's the first year they've done that sort of designer pattern thing, which is the only downside that Tamara was telling me was that a lot of people. I wasn't the only one who didn't have service on their phone. So she's done a lot of scanning. Like they all had QR codes for their patterns. So note to self, next year, make
a little like business cards too.
Or even a sheet of paper with pictures of your patterns and the QR codes that you can hand out, and that way people can scan them when they get home. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's the downside with the technology, is if like something's not working.
And the vendors have a separate vendor sign-in thing for tech, so that they have preference, so they can run the credit cards, which makes perfect sense. Just doesn't help with
we have run into that
inter-office communication.
The PTO, because there's no cell service at our school. And so we've created little business card printouts that people can take with them that have the QR code for like the Venmo and the PayPal and like other things. So they can take it home and take care of stuff, because you can't at the school.
At Shelburne's Farmers Market, I've run into that a couple times where it works in some booths but not in other ones. Oh, that reminds me. I bought some yarn there a couple weeks ago, and I keep forgetting.
The farmer's market?
Yeah. Oh, cool. From the Wiggly Goat. She was there yesterday.
Okay. Yep.
She has really lovely stuff. I think she's in Panton, maybe. So Addison County. But anyway, I keep meaning to bring it to show you. It's really lovely yarn.
So I did hear a rumor that we may be getting the Hampton Fiber Mill leftovers. I was trying to think of another word besides leftovers.
Beautiful, gorgeous yarn.
Whatever is not sold this weekend is going to be coming to the shop for Michael, so he doesn't have to pack it and take it with him as he moves overseas.
Yes. He told me that their house is not going to be done until 2025, so they're here for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is his last marketplace anywhere, and so I think he did, in our two separate conversations that we had with him, and he was really busy when I was there, so I just talked to him for a few minutes. But
he was less busy when I was there, so that's why we had a little bit longer.
He just said that, and his shelves he had sold quite a bit, so we'll see. There was still quite a bit left, and he may have had more, tucked underneath or whatever. And today's another day, although it's a quieter day. Saturday is much busier there. He said he might do a few packages on Instagram after but then everything else will come. And also it kind of depends on how motivated he is to
do that stuff. So whatever he doesn't sell, we're going to have at the shop here. We don't know how much.
Hopefully we'll have a bunch of sweater quantity type.
I mean, but it's like gorgeous for hats or mittens or whatever. It's really soft. The colors
are stuff up if we have a bunch of single skeins. So.
Yeah, the colors are beautiful. Like it's a really nice yarn.
Yeah.
So. And it'll be like, when it's gone, it's gone. Like, this is something we'll not be able to get again.
Heirloom.
Right,
there we go. Not leftovers. We're going to inherit
for like $15 a skein.
The heirloom
super
yarn
affordable too.
Of Michael Hampton. And he sold his spinning equipment to Liz from Kingdom Fleece and Fiber. So that's awesome. So she has her own mill now that she's sort of gearing up. So
Amazing.
I talked to her for a couple minutes yesterday too, but her booth was really busy also. So
Yeah.
So she did say she has a lot of yarn coming our way, which is great because
awesome.
She's been so busy this summer. I think getting some kids off to college and just like running her own business and then starting this venture up. So
that's exciting because her yarn is beautiful.
Yeah, we're excited to see it.
And it sells well here.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, especially as we head into our busy time here. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, should we get this off the ground?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's actually, what have we done other than
sports?
Yeah.
I got a new car. Pretty excited about that.
Mm-hmm. I went to Boston for 4 days for my little sort of board meeting kind of thingy for the architectural registration board. So that was it was nice to. I haven't been in downtown Boston, for a couple of days at a time for a while. So it was nice to. And we were right downtown in the harbor, so it was nice to. The weather was not ideal, but it was still nice. I got a couple of good walks in around the water, and that area is it's crazy how much that's been built up in the last.
Because it's a lot
years.
of hotels and convention centers.
Yeah,
and
a lot of
things.
apartments.
And, yeah.
A lot of apartment buildings, which is great because they need housing desperately. But
yeah, it's in that area just directly kind of south. I would consider
it is on the south side of. So I stayed at our thing was at the Boston Harbor Hotel, which is lovely. It's right on the water, and then you can walk across the bridge
to
where the convention center is, and the art museum, and the Boston Seaport Hotel, and
aquarium,
and the actual seaport stuff is down at the end of that chunk.
Okay, all right,
yeah. So it's nice to have a few big city days, and two extremes: big city 1 week, Vermont Chicken Roll at Tunbridge the next week.
Totally,
it's my whole life.
Cool. Yeah, we might try to scoot down there for a few days of February break. So,
yeah,
because who else goes to Boston during February? That would be us. Cold and probably awful outside, but.
Well, it just depends, right?
Right. I mean, or they could have 2 feet of snow and we could have none in Vermont. So,
Yeah.
No
or
way
it
to
could
know.
be 50 degrees.
That's true. No way to know.
So it was that was the thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should probably
we
get going because I was late getting here. I was trying to load bikes onto my new car.
For the first time.
So we had a couple things.
Yeah.
It took us a little longer than expected. So.
Yeah. All right. All right.
So